one point, you were pregnant by Jay?
Yes, I had a miscarriage.
Okay, this was before the whole
This
takeover.
was like
Okay.
before all of that.
How far along were you?
I believe I was definitely less than 3 months. It was the first trimester. It wasn't.
It was still early.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna have this baby and, move forward with our relationship. No.
Okay.
The raw emotion was palpable as she opened up about her past, her voice carrying the weight of a deeply personal revelation. Yes, I had a miscarriage, okay? The vulnerability in her tone was unmistakable as she clarified this happened before all the current drama unfolding. When pressed about how far along she was, you could hear her carefully choosing her words. I believe I was definitely less than 3 months. It was the first trimester. She quickly added, almost defensively, that it wasn't anything crazy and wasn't planned. There were no dreams of building a future family together, no grand plans for a shared tomorrow. Now, darlings, let me serve you the most scalding hot tea about Carmen Bryan. And trust me, this isn't just any ordinary story. We're talking about the woman who boldly proclaimed herself Jay-Z's mistress for 9 whole years. And honey, this wasn't just some casual fling. She even dropped the earth-shattering bombshell that she got pregnant during their affair. Well, she's back in the spotlight now. And let me tell you, she's got some seriously explosive thoughts about everything that's going down with Jay-Z right now. Let me paint you the full picture because this backstory is absolutely essential to understanding the magnitude of what's happening. Carmen isn't just some random woman who stumbled into the hip-hop world. She's got quite the prestigious history in the industry. Picture this. She was actually engaged to none other than rapper Nas. Yes, that Nas. And they even have a beautiful daughter together named Destiny. But here's where the story takes a scandalous turn. While she was supposedly committed to Nas, she was allegedly having this steamy, passionate entanglement with Jay-Z back in the late 90s. Before all this delicious drama exploded, Carmen was actually building quite an impressive career in the music industry. She started out as a finance officer at Rush Management, working under the legendary umbrella of Def Jam Records. We're talking serious industry credentials here. Later, she climbed her way up the corporate ladder to become Tracy WPP's executive assistant at Capitol Records, where Tracy held the prestigious position of Senior Vice President of Artist and Repertoire. But here's the real kicker in her story. She met Nas when she was just a bright-eyed teenager, and their relationship blossomed into something serious when she reached her early adulthood. Remember, this was while he was signed to Columbia Records, so we're talking about a relationship that was deeply embedded in the music industry. But darlings, the scandal that really set the entire industry ablaze was her steamy affair with Jay-Z while she was engaged to Nas. The drama was so intense, so explosive, that it inspired Jay-Z to drop that infamous diss track called Super Ugly in 2004. And here's the tea that makes it even spicier. He was already 4 years into his relationship with Beyoncé when he released it. Can you even imagine the tension, the drama, the sheer audacity of it all? Carmen, bless her heart, wasn't exactly shy about spilling all the intimate details either. In her 2006 tell-all memoir, appropriately titled It's No Secret, From Nas to Jay-Z, From Seduction to Scandal, she painted such a vivid, intimate picture of her relationship with Jay-Z that it had everyone's jaws on the floor. She described their first intimate moment with such detail, such raw emotion, recounting how it all started with Jay-Z, or Sean, as she intimately refers to him, kissing her awake one fateful night. Over dinner, I decided he and I would be good friends for a very long time. I was in no condition to drive home, so I decided to spend the night at Eric's. Sean and I sat on the couch and pretended to watch television. Before long, I drifted off to sleep. I woke up with Sean kissing me. His lips were so soft and luscious, and I began to melt into him. And darlings, while nothing happened that particular night, Carmen made sure to leave absolutely nothing to the imagination when describing their first real intimate encounter. The chemistry was electric, the passion undeniable. We started kissing, and it was rather intense. Somehow, we ended up in his bedroom. He started to undress me, and this time I didn't resist. My clothes were off in a flash, and so were his. The way she describes it, you can practically feel the heat and intensity of that moment. The drama reached its absolute boiling point when Carmen finally had to face the music and confess to Nas. Can you imagine the tension in that room? the electricity in the air, when she finally admitted those earth-shattering words, "Nas, it's true. The rumors are true. I have been seeing Jay-Z." But wait, because it gets even juicier. In 2017, Carmen tried to justify her actions in the most fascinating way, claiming that Jay-Z wasn't just her lover, he was her best friend. And her explanation? Oh honey, you need to hear this. She said, "The problem was who I was cheating with." Now, had I been cheating with like some nobody who just wants to play Nintendo all day and smoke cigarettes in front of the TV, that may not have been a problem. Like Carmen, we can get through that. We can get past that. But she didn't stop there. She actually tried to normalize her behavior by explaining it away with industry connections. "I was cheating with individuals that were in the same genre of music, the same circles, the same company. But I didn't look at it as if I was doing anything wrong. I felt like this is my circle too. These are my peers, like I'm in the box too." The audacity, darlings. The sheer audacity. But everything came crashing down spectacularly when Jay-Z dropped that infamous Super Ugly track in 2004, graphically rapping about their encounters in a Jeep and, brace yourselves, leaving evidence in her daughter's car seat. Can you even begin to imagine poor Nas's shock when he had to make that devastating phone call to Carmen, asking if the song was about her?
Did you and Nas have a conversation about it?
Nas called me immediately.
Okay. What was
Again,
that
like
phone?
I said, we weren't even together.
What was that phone call like?
It was in the middle of the night for sure. It had to be like 3 o'clock in the morning my time. And honestly, I didn't even know what he was saying. I was half asleep and I couldn't really understand it. And I was like, I gotta hear the song to really, internalize what's going on so I can give you a sincere reaction. So it wasn't until the next day that I was able to absorb everything that was going on, assess it, and then have a conversation with him about it. And once I realized what Jay was doing, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna allow him to belittle Nas anymore. Like, I'm the only person on the planet that could belittle this nigga. I'm not letting anybody else have that opportunity.
Now, after maintaining her silence for years, Carmen has suddenly burst back onto the scene amidst Jay-Z's latest scandal. And honey, she is coming in hot. She took to Instagram with some seriously pointed shade, writing what we all know was aimed directly at Jay-Z. These days, people don't defend what is right, they defend who they like, and that's why we call you groupie. But if you think that was scandalous, just wait, because she didn't stop there. She went straight for the jugular by posting lyrics from Jay-Z's verse in Kanye's Monster, where he talks about some seriously disturbing content involving villages and their residents. The timing of this post, darlings, couldn't have been more calculated. Of course, the internet wasn't about to let her get away with this without a fight. People came for her hard, pointing out the delicious irony of Carmen, of all people, calling anyone a groupie when she was the one who admitted to having a 9-year affair with a married man, while she herself was in another relationship. But did that stop our girl Carmen? Absolutely not. She fired back with this deliciously cryptic post that had everyone talking. Be kind to past versions of yourself that didn't know then the things you know now. And just to make sure she kept the pot thoroughly stirred, she shared news about someone claiming to be Jay-Z's illegitimate son, complete with a perfectly shady Michael Jackson popcorn-eating emoji. The drama, darlings. The drama. Now, let's dive into this absolutely explosive lawsuit that has everyone in the industry clutching their pearls. The woman, identified only as Jane Doe, though everyone in the industry is trying to figure out who she is, shares a truly horrifying account of events following an MTV Video Music Awards after-party. According to the lawsuit, this poor girl was simply trying to get into the show when a limo driver, claiming to work for Diddy, told her she was exactly what Diddy was looking for. 20 minutes later, she found herself at a mysterious white house with a U-shaped driveway, being forced to sign what she believed was an NDA. The whole thing reads like a nightmare. What allegedly happened next, darlings, is absolutely chilling. After being given a drink that made her feel woozy, and we all know where this is going, she went to lie down in this eerily sparse bedroom that contained nothing but a bed. That's when, according to the lawsuit, both Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, with Diddy making that ominous announcement, "You are ready to party." The details that follow are deeply disturbing, with both men allegedly assaulting her while an unnamed female celebrity watched. And don't think for a second that everyone isn't trying to figure out who this mystery woman is. The poor girl eventually managed to escape this horrifying situation and ran to the nearest gas station to call her father. Carmen's recent social media activity seems to be heavily suggesting that she believes these allegations. But Jay-Z isn't taking this lying down. He came out swinging with a powerful statement that had the industry shook. He boldly challenged the accuser to file criminal charges, declaring, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one." He even got emotional about his family, particularly expressing concern about his children having to face difficult questions from their friends about these allegations. But Jay-Z didn't stop there. Oh no! He went straight for the accuser's lawyer, Tony Busby, dismissively calling him an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. His response was absolutely fierce. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are. He made sure to emphasize his Brooklyn roots and strict moral code, particularly when it comes to protecting children. But darlings, Carmen's cryptic posts and apparent taking of sides have only added more fuel to this already blazing inferno. The question on everyone's perfectly glossed lips, is she speaking out now because she knows something we don't? Could she be sitting on even more explosive secrets about Jay-Z that could blow this whole situation wide open? Industry insiders are whispering that there might be more to come, and honey, we are all watching with bated breath. This drama is far from over, and something tells me we haven't even scratched the surface of what's really going on behind those closed doors.